me a honey and beans in Japan. A waitress, she came with food in her hand. She catching my eye as she moves around. This my first time on this side of town. She 5'4" with short hair, looking kinda right. Can't get this woman out of my sight.
We got
Arancione Kirifuda.
righty. Let's say that with a three syllable. I mean, like break it down to 3 parts so I can get it.
So, or you could just say the Orange Ace. That's what the name means, like the orange secret weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, but Arancione. You remember back in the day we used to do this?
Yeah.
Arancione Kirifuda.
Arancione Kirifuda.
There you go.
And you said that, for the orange secret weapon.
Yes, that's what it translates to.
Okay, I wanna learn about that.
Okay. Well, it's 2 things. I'm a big anime guy, and one of the shows that I really stick with is Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay. And for those that have ever watched it, the main character, he'll be in like a really big jam, and then he'll draw the card that changes the game. Now, that card that changes the game, it's the trump card, or the Kirifuda. That's what that translates to. But it also could mean secret weapon, ace, things of that nature. So, when the character draws that card, it just changes the whole game, and then he comes back from like a really serious loss that he was about to take, and then he's just like, yeah, that's the trump card, that's the Kirifuda. Not to be confused with Trump, okay? Because I know orange, Trump, so. And then as far as my first name, meaning orange in Italian, I believe, I look at it as orange is a very bright color, but it's very slept on. And I relate that to how I was in life. Like, I feel like, okay, like, dude, I'm not even to be like cocky or anything, but it's like, dude, I feel like I'm very talented and I have potential to like move mountains and things like that. But just like orange is bright and slept on, I feel like I was slept on. So it's like, how can you ignore something so bright? So rough to put it all together, it's the orange card that changes the game. And the game, it could be life, it could be music. That's what I want to do, change the game in music.
Man, that's a dope name, man.
Thanks,
so
man.
you the game changer, and you slept on.
Come on, man, I'm all of that, man.
Oh man, we just gotta wake you up, man.
Come on.
Oh, not yet. No, better yet, we gotta wake them up, not you. You already woke. We gotta get them up.
I have to like turn up the volume a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
get it a little loud.
Wake up a little bit, man. What you doing?
So how you really got into the music industry?
Well, for starters, I had started doing poetry and everything like when I was in junior high or whatever, and then I started making beats shortly after my friend Beyond Ether. Shout out to him. He was making beats, and then he would email me some of his new work and everything, and I'm like, man, this sounds cool. And then a year after he did it, then I started getting into making beats. And then I met my big homie, Goose. Shout out to Goose. He was also doing like beats on Fruity Loops and everything. So then I started with that inspiration of Beyond Ether and that inspiration of my big homie. I started doing beats a little bit. And then I was like, man, I like this. Like, okay, so this is what sounds like if you bring thoughts into sound form. It's like, okay, I want to see what this makes. Oh, I started making all this techno stuff. So it started with that, and then a couple years ago, I started putting my stuff out on like SoundCloud and everything. I was like, I don't want to start holding stuff in anymore. I want to, it's like, okay, let somebody else hear this, because you never know who could listen to it or who might like it or who thinks how you think. So then after that, what was it? The end of last year? Yeah, no, toward the beginning of the year, last year. Look, last year, I'm sorry, I started putting my stuff out on like iTunes and Spotify and things like that. My first single that I ever put out for like iTunes and everything was Dragon Club. And I was like, okay, you know what? I want to do something different. So I did that, and then I was like, okay, I like how it turns out. I saw a couple streams from it. And then I said, okay, I want to do something bigger now. So now my birthday's coming up at this time. So this is 2018, February. Okay, so I said, I want to drop an EP for my birthday. So I started thinking of this idea called Nerd in the Trap. Okay, so what it meant to me was being a nerdy guy and you're doing trap music. But the trap music that you're thinking of as trap music, it sounds different from what I think is trap music. Now, it'll have similar elements like, like the beats and the haunty choruses and everything. But honestly, it's like, this dude's rapping about like Beetleborgs and Power Rangers and Megazords and like, I thought he was going to start talking about shooting and kissing and all that. So, and it will hear different, especially like if if you're familiar with me, because it's like some people might say that I dress like one of those guys, but honestly, I don't want to look as if. This is just how I dress. So it's not a persona or anything. That's just how I feel comfortable dressing.
Hey, man. Hey, your clothes actually kind of interesting. Like, you know, the little scarf. I don't know what it means, but I just, you know, I kind of want to know what it means.
Oh, no, it was just a bandana I'll put on. Like, sometimes I'll have it wrapped up and the tails will be like this. And then other times I'll just let it drape, you know. And then plus with it being cold outside, you know, I don't want to get sick. You know, people out here not washing their hands and sneezing all over the place, you know. So.
Yeah, the hoodie dope, too.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. See,
Yeah.
I like how guys can compliment each other.
Yeah, man.
Because dudes would be like, man, bro, I ain't complimenting another dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, he gonna be trying to, you know. You know, so.
Yeah, you know, men can't compliment each other, you know, without thinking something weird. But, you know, in all reality, hey, we just be like, what do you got on? Where you got it from, man? I might want it.
That's it.
That's it.
Right. My thing is, like, if you had asked me, like, man, where'd you get the hoodie from? I'll tell you. You know, it's like, now, if you was trying to be mean to me or something like that, it's like, oh, it was a gift. You know, so if you, it really depends on how you coming. Like, if I see a dude that's into fashion and stuff, I'm like, hey, bro, could you tell me where you got whatever? I'm like, yeah, here's the website. Here. If I got a coupon, here, take it.
Hold on. Back to the music side, though. I want to hear about, like, the reception, like, when you first dropped these songs, like, what did you get from people?
Well, to be honest, a couple of people gave me some good feedback, and then others just said they listened to it, but I don't think they really heard it. And that's not, to me, that's not feedback. When you tell me, okay, when you said this punchline, and then it transitioned into like 3 other punchlines, and it made me feel this way, that's feedback. Me being told, oh, well, it was nice. You didn't listen to it. It's like, did you even hear it? Like, I could have been talking about, like, something demonic or something. You're like, oh, this sounds cool. Like, you weren't listening at all. But, certain songs, what was it? Like, the biggest song that I did, or that did the most numbers or whatever, was Hakai Instinct. And I did that with CJ, you know. So, big ups to Heartless. You know, he collabed with me for my first project. And then when I looked at the stats and everything, it's like, it takes a big chunk of the pie. So I'm like, oh, snap. So this is really the banger. And then my videographer, Udon, he was saying, oh, yeah, we got to do a video to it. So me and him actually shot a video, you know, still in development. But we ended up doing that. And then, yeah, so that's the one that got the most views. And people seem to, like, gravitate toward the most, you know. And then I tried to make it, like, relatable, but as well as, like, hey, if you like anime and stuff, like, it's that on there too. But it's also, like, some real life stuff. Like, Nerd in the Trap intro, that's based off of reality. Locked In, that's based off of, you know, with your friends, you know, like, hey, not everybody you could call your brother. Like, you can't bring everybody to the house. You can't rock with everybody because not everybody rock how you rock. You know, and people's loyalty is so up and down these days. So it's like that. So, and then I got some songs, like, you know, got some romantic songs, you know, things like that. So it's not trying to be a one-trick pony, you know, but try to have my own thing, but, you know, mix sort of the other elements in it too.
Okay. For your writing process, I know you got to have an interesting one when you write. Okay. Can I share it?
Well, let's see. I have to play the beat. Like, when I start making going about the process of making the sound and everything, it could go from me using a techno sound or me using some type of ambient sound or some keys. I'll start playing with some keys and I'm like, oh, okay, I like how that sounds. So I'll have one part, okay. So then I'll start putting some kicks in there. You're like, I like the 808s and all that. So I'll be like, boom, 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 boom. Okay, all right. And then I'll make the BPM like 140. So now it's kind of like a fast beat. And then I'll just listen to the song over and over again. And then I'll start like randomly humming something, or I'll just start saying something random. And if it's not that, then sometimes when I'm at work, I'll think of songs and, you know, lyrics to put to them. And then eventually I'll get a writing process. I'm like, oh, okay, I got to write to this. So I'll start writing and everything. And then I will be so, like, focused on it to the point where it's like, okay, I got work in like 10 minutes and I have not gotten any sleep. So I kind of need to turn this off or whatever, or just call off of work or something. So I would do that. And then when I would start recording, I would need an icy bottle of water and 2 king size, pink Starburst, the all pink Starburst. So once I start recording and then I hear it back, I'm like, okay, all right. And then I start adding the ad-libs and everything and play it back like 10 more times. And I'm like, and then I stop and oh, shit. Oh, man, I killed it. Oh, man, I can't wait to put this out. So that's how that process goes.
Okay. For your music, is there Say if you had to pick a color, what color would describe your music?
Orange.
Orange.
Because it's so like vibrant, like, you know, the warm colors, like, you know, everybody could catch red, like, if you see it, but it's like orange. It just kind of calls out to you, like, hey, like, look at this, like, you can't ignore this. Like, if this was a world in black and white, like, I would be the only one in orange, and yeah, just stand out. It's like, it's different, you know. It has pieces that you can kind of understand, but then it's also different. Like, it has a different flair that, you know, no others, in my opinion, have in their music. So.
Okay, it seems like you're a very interesting guy. Like, as far as your music videos, do you direct them?
Me and the director Udon, we kind of come together on ideas. Like, I'll tell him something like, okay, I want like my eyes to glow, and, you know, like some glitchy effects, and then he'll, you know, put in his input, and then we'll kind of come together and have an idea, and then he'll show me like a snippet of what the project looks like, and then after he's finished, then I'll see it and everything, and I'm like, oh snap, yeah, that's great, you know. So after that, that's just really how it goes. It's just taking the videographer's brain and then the artist's brain and kind of coming together. You know, some ideas, you know, we may not agree on, or some ideas, like, you know, they go together completely, and so that's how we come up with the visuals. If that answered your question.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, as far as for your influences.
Mm-hmm. Musically or?
Musically.
Chris Brown, Fabulous, Daft Punk, definitely.
Okay.
And oh, come on, gotta throw them in there. Let's see, is there any more?
You're not excuse me, you're not like into like ski masks or
No, not. I mean, nothing against them. I just like a lot of the guys. I like, if I heard a good song from them or whatever, I'd be like, okay, I like that song. But like I like I was saying, I like Fabulous because he's smooth with his punchlines. He'll be like, yeah, man, I've been a real one since the ball dropped, and then I had to cut him off in the ball drop. Like,
so you like that wave type stuff,
right? And then how Chris Brown can like literally do everything, you know. So it's like I like that. And then how Daft Punk is like really techno, and, you know, they got like the flashy helmets and everything. So they walking around looking different, and I think that's where a lot of the DJs like Dead Mouse and Marshmello, you know, they start wearing the like light up helmets and everything. So those three, honestly, I would say are my influences.
Okay. I know you and Chris Brown got something in common.
The height?
Yeah, the height. But let me get a little closer to this beautiful thing right here.
Oh, okay.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So, okay, ever since I started doing music, like art is really my first love, right? But music kind of it's like I'm cheating on art with music, you know? It's like it's two women, right? So, but originally when I was in school, I had to take this painting class, and I really didn't like it because, like, my main thing is illustration and you know, pencils and everything. But once I started using different medias, and then I'm like thrown into the paint game, it's like, okay, well, I gotta get an A in this class, so let me do it. So I started painting on like this kind of cardboard thing. I was like, okay, that looked kind of cool. And then I started painting on a little canvas. I'm like, all right. And then later on, I was just making these crazy designs in my sketchbook, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna paint this, but I'm gonna paint it. So then I would paint it, and then I would sit on this stool for like a whole day, like ass hurting, everything, man. You know, not eating anything unless I have to go to the bathroom. I have like my paint and stuff on the bed, and then like I'll be in front of the canvas and everything, and then I'll have like my headphones in, you know, so I'm like listening to music while I'm painting and everything. And then a whole day will probably get like maybe like 25% of it painted. You know, I have to draw it on the canvas, then I have to color everything, then I have to go over it in black, and then I have to put in like the white details. And if I'm using oil paint, then I gotta, you know, mix some stuff together to make sure it dries faster. And then I gotta finish it by spraying it down with like gloss, so that way it doesn't like, you know, like the UV rays don't hurt it and everything. But I said all that to say, yeah, painting has become something that I really like, and I want to do more of, but I've been kind of slacking because last year I said I was going to do like 5 paintings, and I think I did like 1. So this year the goal is to do 5 paintings. So
okay. As far for the painting, like you ever did like graffiti?
I wanted to, but that's something I got to work on. Like I've touched stained glass, I've done Ceramics. I've done charcoal, illustration. I feel like there's one I'm missing. No, but graffiti. I do want to learn how to do that. Like that's
with the spade can.
right. Like, it's like okay. I feel like I'm a avatar of art. It's like you can paint, Ben. You can
Be careful with it though. Don't get caught.
Oh no, of course. It's like who did that? I don't know.
You ever played the Mark Echo game before?
Who?
Mark Echo game?
What's that?
It's an actual graffiti game. It was made by Mark Echo.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I played Jet Set Radio Future.
It's kind of like Tony Hawk.
Oh, okay. Well, they're kind of related because you got to skate around and spray up everything, so they kind of.
Yeah, it kind of is. You got to play it.
They're the same.
It's old, but it's,
sometimes the retro games are better than the current games.
Oh, they smack. Yeah.
Man, come on, I still get it busted in Mortal Kombat Trilogy die. Get raided and just.
And for your art, what age did you start at?
Oh, okay. When did the first season of Pokemon come out?
I think 1997 or 98.
Okay, probably around that time. Because Papa Kirifuda, he would draw certain things for me. And then my sister, she was also in the art for a little bit. So then it's like an inherited thing, I think Mama Kirifuda told me that Grandfather Kirifuda used to do art too. So I think this is like so it trickled down to me. And then I started doing that. I would draw like, I would try to design like different weapons, like swords with like a whole bunch of wings and like triggers and stuff on them. And then I would draw like, before I knew like anatomy, I would draw like skinny girls with like big chests and stuff like that. So, and then these dudes, like they're extra skinny, but they got all the like Saiyan 3 Goku hair and everything. So that's what I would do. And then eventually taking more anatomy classes and drawing like from life. It's like, okay, obviously, this person isn't this skinny and this wide right here and here. It's like that they would look weird. They would look like a shake weight or something, or like a dart. So, but around that time, like when Pokemon's first season, that's when I kind of started doing it. And then there was a time where I stopped doing it for so long, and then I was like kind of frustrated. I'm like, dude, did I lose my ability to draw? Like, is this like how Superman feels when he like is kryptonite or something? So then eventually I got back to it, and then I realized it didn't leave me. It just got better. So then I was drawing like one of my characters in a series I'm working on. Like she got her arm cut off and like cut across the chest. So I'm like, wow, this looks different from like any of my last work. So
You just said a series.
Yeah.
What's the series you working on?
It's a manga that one of my many things that I want to do. It's about like a guy who didn't have superpowers, and then eventually he comes across what is it, a unnatural phenomenon that gives him powers, and then he has to decide on being a hero, and then struggles with relationships, things like that.
Okay. Just a little left. Top 5 cartoons of yours, and why?
Cartoons. Okay, this might take a minute. Cartoons.
I know that's gonna be hard.
It's like all right. Cartoons. Mummy's Alive. Okay, gotta give him that. Mummy's Alive. What is it? Maybe Sherlock Holmes. Monster Rancher. Let's see. Metabots. That's a cartoon, isn't it? I think that's a cartoon. I'm pretty sure it's a cartoon. And Digimon if that counts. But that might be sort of anime, or is it?
I was getting ready to ask anime too. The top 5 anime.
All right, now anime. All right, now that one I can do. Bleach. Bleach. Yeah. Naruto. Come on. I like Fire Force. Yu-Gi-Oh. Got to throw that in there. And I like Gundam. I don't know if it would be like considered top for everybody else, but I like Gundam. So
I know Bleach is one of mine.
Man, and it broke my heart how it ended, man.
DBZ probably be
right. That's everybody's like
but that's just everybody.
Right. So
just speaking of DBZ, like who's your favorite character and why?
Broly. Broly, this dude, like, if you want to talk about either the sane one or the super like swole Scott Steiner Broly or whatever. Either way, Broly, because he was fighting like 4 Saiyans and a Namekian and dropped all of them. And this dude is not in his right mind and everything. and he's like stomping people through like concrete, and then he's clotheslining people through like buildings and everything. Just a crazy dude. And then the Saiyan Broly, because it's like when he was Saiyan, he was still, you know, giving Goku and Vegeta, who had all these different Saiyan forms, he was giving them all the smoke. And then when he started like, okay, you know what, man, y'all want the power? I could do that too. He started busting out his shields or whatever, the little body armor, and then he was, you know, just breath blasting and stomping, what's his name, stomping Frieza in the chest, and he was just making big spirit bombs and everything. He was a problem, man. So, you know, like I like that. Like that dude was really a powerhouse, you know. So.
Yeah, probably the guy. You know, Goku is just the same scenario every time. He comes, he saves the day.
Exactly. It's like
Vegeta's mad, like, damn, why doesn't it have me?
Right, especially since in the Return of Frieza movie, when Vegeta had Frieza beat, right? And then here come he must be the who don't pass the ball in basketball. What are the basketball players? You know, it's like
R.I.P. to Kobe, but it was Kobe.
Right. It's like, okay, so that's like Goku is Kobe at the moment. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna let you have the ball, Vegeta. Hit him with a fadeaway Kamehameha and blew him to bits. It's just like, dude, this man needs this kill. He took out his family. He got killed by the dude, and he took out the planet. Let Vegeta have that, okay? Let him have one W. But it's just like, no matter what, Goku is somehow involved in everybody's killing. Like Bojack, he came back and spiritually punched Bojack. Cell, he teleported him away, and then he still lost, and then he interfered with Gohan's Kamehameha. Frieza, okay, I'll give him that. He killed Frieza. Raditz, that's a technicality because Piccolo technically killed Raditz, so not him. But it's just like, hey man, let him have one, you know. And then he can't even have the Zama's thing because Trunks killed him with the Spirit Bomb sword or whatever. So,
all right, let's talk about growing up. Like, how was it for you growing up?
I mean, everything was cool, you know. Of course, with good days come bad days and things like that. But as far as like when it came to school, oh man, dude, like if you're not popular, oh no, good luck, man. And this was before the bandanas and the you know, all of that. It's just because of what I was into, as we stated previously. Like you get called lame for like years and years and years
till it become popular.
Man, no, it's just, yeah. And then all of a sudden everybody's a geek. Like, man, bro, I was watching Dragon Ball. It's like, man, you know, that stuff be making me so mad. You know how people get so mad they start speaking different languages? It's like, man, hey, cállate tu boca, okay? Comprende? All right? Tu culo cabeza. Like, just, people just be so irritating. But when me and my homeboy, Beyond Ether, we would listen to music in high school, it would be like Ghost in the Shell openings and like Shippuden openings. And then just imagine hearing this for 4 years straight. Hey, fool, hey, man, why you listening to that, fool? Hey, you should listen to... Like, bro, if you had a similar high school upbringing like I had, at Ritz South, all they played was Lil Wayne and Gucci Mane. And we Steady Mobbin' over and over again. It's like, okay, cool. But, you know, there are other artists outside of Gucci Mane and Lil Wayne, right? Like, you know, there are other people, right? Man, bro, I don't know how you listening to that and you don't even know what they're talking about. It's like, dude, why are you over here and what we got going on? But, yeah, just that. And then, like, just, it was hard, man, you know, like, just bullying and all that. And then when you start, like, not even saying being scary, but it's like, after a while, people don't stop messing with you until you do something, like, drastic or, you know, like, you really got to tell somebody off. But, yeah. It was hard to deal with. Like, man, that stuff, it does something to you mentally. And it was like, during that time, there was a dude I met, I ain't gonna say his name, but there was a dude I met that he was like the first person I hated in life. Now, I've disliked a lot of people, but it's like, no, this guy, oh no, I don't like you, like to the point where I've thought about things that I shouldn't think about. So it's like I'd have to be surrounded by a whole ring of Bibles and sit on the altar and go to sleep. It's just like, dude, oh man. So it was difficult, but I mean, you got to go through hell, you know, and you got to be around these demons for 4 years. It's a bunch of apes, and just, it was wild, man.
Yeah, man, I can imagine. I went to Central, I think my sophomore year. Mm-hmm. I probably went there right after you graduated. Mm-hmm. So I already know how it can be. Especially, I don't care. They want to be the city, but they live in these nice-ass houses.
Man. It's like, dude.
So, like, they still got the prep shit and they bullying people just for fun. But I just came from the city school. I seen this. I'm like, damn, they actually got bullies? Because I'm from, they shoot.
You know,
They ops, so
and that's
we safe.
exactly. But it's like, and then that's the thing that a lot of these people do. Like, you know, as a suburban myself, it's like, dude, I'm not trying to be no thug. I'm not, dude. Come on, man. I don't come from no background like that. You know, but when I see people that are even more suburban than I am, and they're like, yeah, man, bro, I'm insert here crazy, and I'm this and this. It's like, dude, you had a daddy in your life. Your mama got good credit. You ain't never had to worry about nothing. Your peoples gave you a car. You got everything. You don't even have the traits and the stats necessary for you to be one of those type of things. And then for you to go out here and get tied up with some dudes that don't even know who to be themselves, it's like you are goofy. All right, you are such a goofy. Like people. Okay, I've been disliked in life, Mr. Steven. Okay, but I've not been disliked because I'm trying to be somebody else. I've been disliked because I'm who I am. Okay, some people, they're disliked because they're trying to be somebody that they're not, and they don't have to be that. If you just be yourself, you're going to have people that rock with you. Now, of course, there's going to be some people that don't rock with you, probably because of insecurities or, you know, you being yourself makes them uncomfortable because they're not being themselves. You know, just be yourself, and then you'll have people, like, rock with you, you know. So all that fake gang banging and all that stuff, it's like, dude, you'd probably piss on yourself if you ever heard a gun go off and, you know, your people can't come save you, or you in the middle of a shootout and you get hit all over the place. You wouldn't know what to do. And then as far as, you know, all that, man, we don't talk to the feds. It's like, man, let the police tell you spending anything longer than a second in jail. It was him. It was him over there, man. I ain't finna go to jail. You know, so now you're tattletale and everything. But it's like, you wouldn't have been in that situation if you would just be yourself.
True enough. Hey, you know any different languages?
I know a little bit of Japanese. I did Spanish when I was in high school. I know like 1 or 2 words in Italian. Like, and maybe like a piece of Chinese and a piece of Korean.
Okay. Did you ever live anywhere else besides Illinois?
No. Just been here. You know.
Okay.
I didn't really take a trip out of Illinois until like last year.
Okay, where'd you go?
Japan.
Japan?
Japan.
You like it out there?
It's as they would say out there, Tokyo, Kakui, Subarashi, Sugoi. You know, so it was.
How did they treat you out there being black? Like, did you go out there with like what, open arms? Like, was they nice to you?
Oh yeah, they didn't really have any problems with me. I mean, if they did, I didn't see it. But I mean, it's just simple. You just don't do anything to somebody that you wouldn't want somebody to do to you. And a lot of them did speak English, so I didn't really have too much of a hard time moving in and out of the train and city. But it was cool. You know, I would just talk to like random people on the train, like, hey, how long did it take for you to understand the train system? And I'll put it in Google Translate, and I'll tap a girl next to me like, yo, what's... And then she'll, it didn't take me very long or whatever. I'm like, okay, so, you know, so it was cool, man, dude. I want to go back so bad. I tell my homie that every other day, like, dude, I need to go back. I'm almost willing to risk my... Nah, I ain't gonna do that. But but yeah, it's just like, I want to go back so bad, but I gotta wait till this stuff dies down, man.
What is it about their way of living that, you know, really got, you know, really wants, that you really want to go back to?
Well, me, why I want to go back is I like the architecture. I like how it's just really lively. But it's like when the streets and stuff get flooded, like it's so many people. Like it's easy to get lost, you know. But I like how there's no littering out there, you know. Unless there's something that I'm missing, like everybody seems to kind of, you know, they don't really look for trouble as long as you're not looking for trouble, you know. I liked how there was like places like in Akihabara where they had like retro game systems and stuff like that, or like these big arcades and stuff like that. It was just like, dude, I want to go. I want to come back here, you know. And then I met my cousin for the first time out there. That was one of the biggest, like, the biggest things to going to Japan. Like my cousin was out there. We was at the vape store, and he was like, "Okay, I'm finna meet up with you." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I just heard somebody call my name. I turned and I was like, stop it, because it's just like I've never met from my last name side of the family. I've never met like a cousin like at all. So I mean, of course, I met like my cousins that live like in Illinois and stuff like that. But as far as him, Like, that was my first time meeting somebody from, like my dad's side. So, he was just putting me on game. We went to like Yogi. We went to Mitaka. He brought me to like the sandwich joint. I stayed with him for a couple of days, and he put me on to some gear and some new music. Like, so I got nothing but love for my cousin, man. For that, that's another reason why I want to go back to Japan.
Okay, as far as for your dad's side,
Mm-hmm.
so they stay overseas.
Well, that cousin does. I don't know about any of the others, so I'm gonna have to do some homework. Like, hey man, you stay out there in Korea, cousin? What's up, man? Hey, you try to get some company? No, please. So,
What's something that you cannot live without? Not technically, because we can't live without air, blood,
no, I get you.
water.
Let's see. Girl Scout peanut butter cookies. Those cookies are so good. I don't know what they put in those cookies. I don't know if they
For the viewers, make sure say it again, and make sure you emphasize cookies.
Girl Scout cookies.
Actual cookies.
The peanut butter cookies, not the edible. No, cookies like the Do-si-dos. Oh man, dude! Like every time I have those, I'll get like 4 boxes, right? And then I'll be down to like 1 box by the end of the day. So they're that good, man. If you've never had it, I would totally recommend them. Like you'll want more and more as time goes on. I don't know what the secret ingredient they putting in the cookies, but
yeah, I definitely gotta try it.
and if not that, probably some steak. I like steak. Steak is good.
Steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, steak is fine.
Got the little steak sauce on it and everything. You know what I'm saying? Got the seasoning and whatnot. Yeah, when my mom be making that steak, man, just be, you know what I'm saying? And somebody try to reach for my plate, I gotta stand up with the fork, So
For the gamers, you a Sony or you an Xbox guy?
I'll bust anybody on whoever, but I got the PS4. Like, if anybody want that smoke in that Mortal Kombat 11, I'm a problem with it, boy. I get that Kung Lao. It's like, like all of that.
Oh yeah, go ahead and put out your gamers tag so so I can reach you.
Oh yeah, for those that want that smoke on PSN, it's Z-ARC_Kirifuda, like my last name. The gamer tag is just as weird as the first name, I know. But yeah, no, if you want that beef and that fighters or Call of Duty, I'm no stranger to busting them things. I get that that sentry gun. I'll put it on one side of the field. I get my sniper nest up here, and then I get my I get the little purifier dude, and he start upping the flamethrower. I'm like, oh, you dead? Oh, you're all gone. So yeah, that's what I do.
So right now, what's all the platforms that you're on?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I used to do Tumblr. I haven't been on there in a while. But as far as musically, I'm on everything else, like Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, Napster, all of that. So.
Okay, what's the platforms that you would want people to reach you on?
Instagram, Twitter, just those, mostly.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and give a shout out for your Instagram, your Twitter.
Oh, if you're trying to get in contact with me, man, and you're trying to make some music happen, or you're trying to get beat up in that fighters or something, my Instagram handle is Arancione Kirifuda, one word. As far as music, same thing. Twitter is the same thing. So, that's what it is. Everything Arancione Kirifuda.
Everybody that comes on here always have a camp, something they want to shout out. Who's one of the guys you want to shout out? One of the teams that you want to shout out.
My videographer, Udon17, aka Kumo. Make sure you check him out. He does all my music videos. Tell him that an abnormally handsome beige guy with a bandana sent you, right? Okay, he gonna get you right. All right, and if you don't try to get him right, you gonna get left. All right, my guy CJ, my dog Heartless, man, he done really helped me as far as music. He done brought me further than where I've been. Up to date. So it's all love. That's the homie. That's one of the guys. Check him out too. He's got a project dropping soon. My guy Rapper Heartless, my guy JMC, my guy Darius, my young one LXR. I think that's his name. Who else? Am I forgetting anybody? Anybody just trying to do their thing, but musically, check those guys out. My guy JMC, I don't know if I said him, but if I did, okay, I'm gonna say it 2 times. My guy JMC, he's doing his thing, man, it's a bunch of people that's trying to eat, man. Just check them out. Everybody hungry out here. We all trying to eat. BITE, man. So.
Any last words?
I know what to say. This is Jimmy B. Shawty. That's my tag. You hear the beat, you finna hear, how you hear, run that back, Turbo, or something like that. It's just like, when you hear that, this is Jimmy B. Shawty. That mean you about to hear something fire. You finna hear something cool, man. You finna, okay. All right, what's that? Oh, that's a jam. That's a jam. So,
All right. It's 2020 Vision.
That's right.
We got the pleasure of James.
Oh, yeah. Thank you to Mr. Steven for recording me, man, with the interview and everything. Make sure you check him out, too, man. Because it's like, man, it's going to be the start of many things, man. We're going to look back on this and be like, man, I did this dude's first interview, man. And he was so extra. He was, wearing all this blue and stuff. It's like, yo, man, who is this guy? So it's the start of many, man. Make sure you follow both of us, man. There's 2 people trying to eat, man. It's like there's more than enough food for everybody to eat. So come on, man, everybody get a plate.
Oh yeah, this man can draw too. I got one of his pictures. He did for me.
Oh yeah, come on, straight up.
Yeah, this man can draw.
I'm no stranger to that market game. You know what I'm saying? Looking kind of serious.
Yeah, we gotta help each other out. Black folks gotta help each other out.
Man, that's hard because you see a black dude doing good, and then next thing man, look at that black guy over there trying to be successful and whatnot. I don't like that. You see that? That little clip of that music video, buddy? I think it was. I don't know. It was something. He was eating a banana. I forgot what video it was from, but he was like, "Yeah, I don't like that shit." Eating the hell out that banana, man. He was like, "Man, I don't like that." So it's like, see, man, black people, man, they got to get it together, man. And we got to stop blaming everybody else when we go through certain things. Like some of the pain that we as black folks go through, to whom it applies, it's self-inflicted. So don't look at anybody else as being the enemy. Like sometimes you're your own enemy, So don't hate on another man when you see him getting it. Like, if I see you doing your thing, like, dude, I'm a be like, yo, I see you, man. Like, I ain't finna hate on you, man. You don't deserve it. Dude, if you work hard, what... and seeing you get something, that motivate me. Like, man, if Steven, he went and copped the Ferrari or whatever, like, dude, how did you get that Ferrari? And then, do they got any in orange? So I was like, man, fuck it, we could get Ferraris too. Like, we could be
racing the motherfuckers.
Right. We could be like the, what was the video? The AO video when they was racing down the street or whatever.
Yeah.
At the Aventadors. Like, dude, I'm not going to hate on somebody because, nobody has something that I can't have. And even though I look good in green, I don't need to be envious. You know what I'm saying? Like, that dude has something, I can get it too. So people look at these guys that have all this high-end fashion stuff, and they're like, man, I can't have that. Not with that attitude. Dude, save your checks up, do a couple of hours of overtime. You could get them bloody shoes. You could get the double G's on your waist. You could get a nice jacket on your back, man. So don't think that you can't do that, There's more than one way.
Oh yeah, I swear I was gonna make this up. I forgot. I almost let you go without it.
That's fine.
So you have yet to ride the red line. It's like a roller coaster that you never want to go on again. It's not fun, but you have to do it.
You know what's crazy? Like, and this is gonna be like you're gonna be like, oh, for real. How Charles Barkley was like, what the hell? Like, it's gonna be like when I was in Japan, like there was a part of the trip where I went out to get breakfast by myself. Like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I just got on the train and went to Giza to get some breakfast. All right, I know the story. But I went and got breakfast. Now, I felt comfortable doing that in a foreign country. But when I'm out here, I'm like, train, red line, tiger. Like, nah. I heard too many people talking about hey, yo, check it out, man.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst word.
Like, man, it's like I got to come down there with a tomahawk or something, just in case. I'm like, hey, man, let me run the pocket. Like, no, none of that, all right? No, I came here safely, and I'm going to go back home safely. Ain't none of that, all right? So, yeah, no red line. But I've been downtown, once.
A bus?
No, I drove.
No, I'm saying you ever took the bus, CTA?
No, I've never taken a bus before either.
Yeah, so it's like a zoo. Like the 79th, the 119th bus, the 63rd bus. It's like kind of like going in a horrible zoo.
Well, from what I hear in music, I guess 63rd. I don't know. I've heard some things about that block, but yeah, no, I've never been on I've never taken a CTA bus. I just recently took a plane. Everything has just been driving or an Uber or. You know,
Yeah, I think a plane is safer.
Never been on a boat. You know, it's like, have you been on a train or have you been on a plane? Have you ate over here or over there? So, yeah, nah. You know, as far as the red line and stuff, if I can avoid being downtown, I probably will. Like, if there's no business for me being down, like, and then, oh man, yeah, and then like trying to find parking, man. Oh no, man. Like, dude, I'm like, okay, where's your parking lots at? Parking lots? Like, no, you gotta park in some weird block. And then you gotta pay the thing, and then you try to find the car again, and then it's like dark, and then it's, look, just give me a parking lot. I'll pay to be in the parking lot if I got to. But this standing on, like, the streets are so narrow, and then you can't even park, and then you gotta reverse ever so slightly just to get out the parking space, and then we ain't even talked about the downtown traffic. Oh. That traffic be,
Yeah, those are some angry people.
Like, they'll be honking at you and everything. And I'm not in a little car. Like, I'm in a truck. So I can't just be, you know, doing all of this, you know, because I mess around and get in an accident downtown. So then I got to get my car towed from here to the burbs. And then I got to be sitting up here like, what the hell? You know, so I can't do it, man. Like, if I'm downtown, it's once in a blue moon. But, yeah, I've heard, like, my guy, tell me, like, yeah, man, Chicago's got some nice places, and, you know, I mean, that's cool, and it can have those nice places all the way over there, you know, but I've never been to the beach, you know, yeah, I know, right, never been to the beach, you know, so, never been there, you know, just stuff like that. I've been to the Art Institute, you know, if that counts, so.
Yeah.
No?
Still gotta go to the beach.
Yeah, okay. Well,
you gotta have the real Harold's, like, you ever been to the real Harold's Chicken?
No.
Yeah, you gotta pass the city line, the city limit.
Oh, okay.
That's where they go.
Like when I would go to certain parts of the city, like because I would have to go travel out there, you know, see family and stuff. I would notice that there's a very big drastic change in scenery. It's like, okay, sunlight, okay, birds, okay, clear streets, okay, the buildings are starting to look destroyed, and then the trees, and then there's no like street. And then I'm feeling kind of nervous. And then this was before I knew, like, gangs and colors and all that. I'm like, and I'm out here with, like, you know, like, my nice stuff on. I'm like, I don't know nothing about no BDs and all of that. I'm just out here trying to visit them. So, you know, I'm coming outside and I'm, you know, like, seeing who I need to see. And it's just like I'm kind of nervous. Like, I don't feel this way when I'm in my own environment. But it's just like, okay, all right, I'm noticing that all these houses are kind of close together. And I'm noticing that the sun just magically disappeared. Like the sun, it was like 90 degrees outside, and the sun was beaming, and then the sun just disappeared. So it's like, okay. So where's the sun? And why is nobody outside? Why is there like an outline of chalk over there? Like, yeah, just certain places I just kind of, you know. Like if we doing a collab video or something, man, bro, meet me on 75th. Nah. Like, or how about this? You do your video over there, and then I'll do my portion of the video in an area where it's a bunch of people seeing, just in case something happens. Like I don't, and it sucks that I gotta feel, or people have to feel like in danger when they're in certain areas. But I'm not one of those guys where I could be like, man, dude, I could just go anywhere. No. I'm not gonna go to no Compton. I'm not gonna go to no the Boogie Down, the low end, and all that. Like, nah, dude. And then I hear people yelling and fighting. And all it takes for them to see me, hey, bro, hey, you in that blue, man? What you is, cuz? Lo siento, señor, pero no habla inglés, señor. Gracias, you know. Get to switching it up on them, man. But nah, I can't do it. I can't. I got a life to live, man. Like the soap opera, One Life to Live. I got one life to live. And I'm not trying to be dodging bullets all my life, you know. Or at any portion of my life, so.